Welcome back to the Playdate by Freshly Picked. I'm your host, Kaitlin Hansen, and I am so happy to be here with you for another episode of Midweek Mantras. I'm just going to dive in and just kind of tell you a little bit about what's been happening with me and some of the things that have been going on. So, I don't know if I've mentioned it or not, but I am gearing up for a big trip with my parents and my husband, and we are going to Thailand and Vietnam. I've never been to Vietnam, but I've been to Thailand, but it was years ago. Oh my gosh, I want to say it was like nine years ago. So I am excited to do some of the things that I haven't done before and just explore and have some time with my husband. And it's just so nice. I talked about this on an episode with Clea that will be coming up, but just how nice it is to like recharge with your partner and, not have somebody that needs you all the time and just remembering who you are outside of being a mother and just like feeling like, a human being. So I'm really excited to go on that trip. But a lot of what comes with that trip is making sure that everything is all together for when you leave. So for me, when we go, I am actually splitting the girls' time between 4 different people. So it's a lot of just kind of organizing and planning and scheduling and making sure that everybody knows what days they have the kids, how they're getting from one house to another, that they have the clothes that they need, and all of the items and places to sleep, and the gosh dang sippy cup, and all of those things. I feel really lucky that I have family and friends that will help care for the girls while we're gone. So they're starting off at my one sister's house. So I'm the youngest. So I have 2 older sisters and an older brother. And both of my older sisters have kids, and I have done some trade with them. So I've watched their kids for a couple days in exchange for them watching my kids, which is always great too, because when you're leaving on a trip, it's another expense you need to think about is childcare and who's going to, care for your children. So it definitely makes family and trading, watching your kids, a more affordable option so that you can, you can travel and you can go out and do those things. And then, of course, with my family and friends that are watching the kids, I feel very like safe and comfortable and confident in them. And it just makes me feel better about leaving them as well. So they're starting at my second oldest sister's house. We're dropping them off at night. And then they'll sleep the night, stay at her house for a couple days. And then my sister will take them to my other sister's house. That sister will have them for a couple days, drive them up to my mother-in-law's, and then they will stay the weekend and then into a Tuesday at my mother-in-law's. And then my mother-in-law will drive them to my house, and my cute neighbor and BFF Kylie, who has been on the podcast multiple times, she is finishing up and watching the girls until we get home. And also is taking Liv to school and just all the things. So it's going to be super, super helpful just to have all of those people. And then Kylie's cute kids are going to feed and watch my dogs. But I've just been in the stage of like trying to get everything all ready, trying to get my house cleaned. I had to like request currency, dealing with the phone plans, packing for me and the kids, and just a lot of like running around. And then with the podcast, and we also record other podcasts here at the studio. So just making sure that things are all recorded and edited and scheduled so that we keep with our weekly schedule. So it's just been like a lot the last like week or two. So I'm feeling really ready for a break, and the flight is going to be a little bit brutal, but I have downloaded some books and some shows, and I'm hoping that I can just sleep and it will be all good. So that's a little bit about kind of what the past few days and stuff has looked like. I'm also trying to shove in some like quality time with my girls before I go. I always like to get my nails done and do all like the things before a trip just to help me feel my best. And so me and my girls went and got our nails done yesterday. So that was like a fun little activity. And I also try not to book any like date nights or too many things before I go so that I can just spend as much time as possible. We had friends over last night for dinner and we made it like a kids thing so that we could still be with our kids and wouldn't have to, send them off or get a sitter. So it's just been fun. And I also have had a couple girls' dinners that have just really filled my cup this past week. Just talking about mom things. And it's so nice to have friends that are in a similar, stage as you, because it's nice to bounce ideas off of. And we were talking a lot about when I went to dinner about therapy. One of my cute friends, she's also in my cookbook club, but she is going to school and training to be a therapist. And so we just talked a lot about that. And Liv Bug has been in therapy for, let's see, almost a year. And it just is nice to talk about like what signs, what do they work on, and just have open dialogue about, some of the things that come up and challenges we face and how to, make plans going forward. So that was really, really awesome. And then I also have a little, not like cheesy, but you know how I like my sappy little quotes or things that I find on TikTok. But a lot of trends on TikTok for the last year have been about like romanticizing your life, which I know a lot of people have a problem with that. I personally like it because I'm like, I think it's a good like mindset to be in. It's like, why not like make it feel magical? So I really liked this little how to romanticize your motherhood. So I'm going to try and implement some of these over the next little bit after I get back from our trip and I'll report back. But it says, wake up, open the shades and let the light in. Never stop letting the light in. Pause before stirring your sleepy toddler to kiss their forehead and press their peaceful face into your memory. Try not to laugh when the baby throws a sippy cup of water across the room for the third time, but laugh anyway, because what other option is there really? Notice the poetry of everyday artifacts, the beautiful evidence of their existence. It's a sticky hamper on the mirror, a hidden binky in your bed. It's a stack of sequin skirts or toy trucks you just stepped on. When you crave a warm drink for yourself, let them sit with you and sip on their own, be it chamomile or cocoa or frothed milk with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Clean the clutter only when you wish, but always view it as a gift. Take photographs daily with no intention of sharing them, with every intention of treasuring them. Write down the things you want to remember, because as time slips away, so too does our recall. Look at the hard parts, the ugly parts, the painful parts. Acknowledge that mothering is often hard and ugly and painful, but choose to find beauty in it anyway. And I'm trying to find the person that wrote that. It says Mother Speak is who it's from. So Kelsey Haywood Lucas. So I just like really loved that because I think sometimes we get so busy or frustrated about cleaning up the same mess and I don't know, it just slips away so quickly. So that was a really good reminder of me. And I also just like love how beautifully that was written. And it really is such a gift. And I don't know, I just need to like have that in my mind where I'm like, how many times have I was actually just telling Eric this last night where it's like, I just cleaned the countertop and you would have no idea because there are footprints, like dirty little footprints all over my counter. And it's cute, but sometimes it can be frustrating too. So I'm like, okay, yeah, do I wish my kids wouldn't live on my counter for safety reasons? Absolutely. But it's just, yeah, it's like you're not always gonna have footprints, or at least I don't think. Hopefully they outgrow that at some point. But yeah, I'm like, what a gift it is to wipe those little footprints. And I posted this on my story yesterday. I've been kind of overwhelmed with the amount of like shoes and just like shoes all over the place. So I've been trying to figure out like shoe solutions. And it's been a little bit of like organizing, a little bit of minimizing. And I don't know, it just is like every little shoe and thing that they grow out of, like hurts my heart, but is so fun because each new stage is wonderful. And yeah, I just am grateful to be a mom. And even though it's super hard and frustrating and you need a break, it just is. There's nothing better than just like snuggling your kids, hugging them, and feeling the unconditional love from them. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week, and we will see you all next time. Hopefully, when I come back, I'll be a little bit less pale, manifesting that for myself. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.